Okay, hello again. In chapter 2, focusing on a word, we started with the word mistake, and you looked at certain words that go with mistake, and then you analyzed them, and then you checked with the dictionary. You looked them up in your dictionary, and you noticed that it wasn't very easy to use the word mistake accurately in productive use. For example, it usually has a negative connotation. So the students should know that they cannot use mistake for anything. So if you look at the adjectives that go with mistake, they are usually negative ones like bad, big mistake, careless mistake, costly mistake. Okay, so terrible, tragic mistake. And it also has certain collocations like correct mistakes, by mistake. The words associated with mistakes are all negative, as you can see. And you need to know the grammar of it to be able to use the word. One of them is make the mistake of doing something, or it would be a mistake to do something. So I made a mistake of inviting Jennifer. So in order to use it accurately again, students need to know the grammar of it. From this example, which is adapted from Louis' 1993, we can understand that teaching or learning a word is more than learning its form and meaning. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Have a look at the next section. Here you see some learner mistakes, and we would like you to take a couple of minutes to check what kind of mistakes they are. What's wrong with each sentence, and what doesn't the student know to make these mistakes? You can stop the video here for a couple of minutes. Yes, thanks for evaluating the learner mistakes and finding the cause of each mistake. As you can see in each statement, we see that the learner doesn't know an important aspect of the word. Let's look at them one by one. As you can see in the first one, the student uses skinny, but actually the student doesn't know that it has a negative connotation. And this is a positive sentence, and it doesn't go together with stylish. The second sentence is, I like making things out of a paper. The student used it as a singular noun. So is it possible? Is it a noun in this case? A paper is an uncountable noun, whereas a paper refers to an assignment. So the student doesn't know the grammar of this, that it is an uncountable noun. In this sentence, the teacher asked how many of us did that mistake. The student says, what doesn't the student know? The student doesn't know the word that collocates with the word mistake. So the student doesn't know making a mistake is the right collocation. If you look at the fourth one, we can see that the student uses a gerund. What the student doesn't know is the verb expect always take an infinitive complement. So when we look at this sentence, we see that the student knows the grammar. He knows that he needs to use noun form, but he doesn't know the right noun form. So he makes up the noun himself. The word form or derivative or suffix that makes the noun form significance is wrong here. I was extremely nervous. So the student doesn't know that adverb is used to define the adjective nervous here. So the correct answer should be extremely nervous. In the last example, we see that the student in a formal letter writes the word kiss. But we know that in a formal letter like this, the student shouldn't use a colloquial or an informal style like kiss. We would expect to see children in a formal letter like this. Now let's look at task 2 for you. It says, look at the following sentences uttered by learners. Each sentence has a problem related to one of the aspects of vocabulary knowledge. What's wrong with the following examples? Underline the mistake in each sentence. So this is your task. Please go to the handout and do it yourselves. Thank you.